WealthFront was the best robo-advisor for the last 5 years. There's no debate. The best on the up and the best on the down. They had the biggest upside performance on an annualized basis, and they had the least amount of losses on the downside for the first quarter of 2022. Nuts, but anyway, let's take a dive in. It's pretty interesting. This is just hold on one second. So this is from the Robo Report, brought to you by Condor Capital Management, and we're going to go to look at the total portfolio returns for a 60-40 portfolio. This is the date line as of 23/31/2022. So this is just at the end of the first quarter, 2022. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit right here. We're going to go to annualize for 5 years. And you see there's only about 15 or so, that has a 15-year time frame. If it's not 15 years, or 5 years, excuse me, if it's not 5 years, I like it. The longer, the better. And what comes out here, by far and away, WealthFront's number one on the upside. 9.21 annualized. And it's the best on the downside. Look at this. From a downside risk perspective, WealthFront is number one as well. You can't argue with that, man. So they got, will it happen the next 5 years? I have no idea. But WealthFront has done something to capture the most upside and to have the least downside risk for the first quarter of 2022. I think it's fantastic. Now you go down here, Schwab is the worst of the basically 15 or so that had a 5-year time frame. 6.95 is annualized, 2.25 less than WealthFront on an annual basis. And yet Schwab had 4.25 was a downside risk, with WealthFront was not quite half that, about 60% of that, which is ironic too, because one of the things I always say about Schwab is the reason I like it is because they keep so much cash, and when markets go south, the cash is going to be a nice little buffer. A cushion, but not here, man. Not relative to WealthFront, which is, I don't know what's happening. Now, what these numbers are here are the disclosures. Lots of different disclosures for various things. You can read them here. I'll put a link in show notes. But, if you want to look at that, by all means do. But anyway, after 5 years, not debatable. Then I looked at, so Schwab didn't do great. Had the, the worst upside. Downside wasn't significantly lower than it should have been. Number two is personal capital. And these are net of fees, by the way. You'll see says these are net of fees. All right. So personal capital came in number two. I'm again surprised by that in terms of right here. 8.32 on the up, basically 9 basis points lower than WealthFront, and negative 3.1 on the down. So they had the second lowest on the downside, and within spitting distance of the top 5 on the upside. Now, the reason why I think personal capital is so low is because they probably charge more. I don't know that for sure, but I imagine that's the case. I'm not sure what Axos Invest is. They had basically doubled the risk of the WealthFront, even though they came 40 basis points below. Here's Fidelity Go. Had a decent rate of return on the up, but they had much higher risk on the down. Vanguard, twice the risk as WealthFront, and 102 basis points lower. Merrill Lynch right here, E-Trade. Here's stupid Sally Krawcheck at L-Invest or L-Vest. Basically 200 basis points lower on the upside, and 225 basis points higher on the down. I mean, it's crazy. So I don't know what WealthFront is doing there. I can't speak to it. Seems like a couple years ago I did a video that says, man, what the hell's WealthFront doing? They did something that was kind of fishy. I can't remember off the top of my head, but and you got to look at the disclosures. I'm not going to do that for you, but after 5 years, the numbers are the numbers. WealthFront was by far and away the best on the up, and by far the way the best on the down. It's interesting. I don't know why, but I figured I'd report that to you. Love to hear your thoughts. See ya.